and welcome to the Cozy Meadow Knits podcast. This is episode 40. My name is Sophie and I am coming to you from the province of New Brunswick, which is located on the east coast of Canada, where I live with my husband and our 2 kids, and I'm an obsessed knitter. I want to knit all the things, and this is a space where I share all my knitting adventures. You can find me on Ravelry and on Instagram as Cozy Meadow Knits. I also have an email everywhere where you can find me. All the details of what I will talk about today, patterns, projects, dyers, makers, will all be linked down below. I hope you are cozy and you have a nice project to work with, something to drink. Let's get into it. I have a lot to show. It's been about 4 weeks, and since I last recorded, it is June 7th, Saturday. In the house today, I have 2 people. My husband's outside playing with his tools, and my daughter is in the house too. So if you hear doors or pitter patter, I can't really stop them. They live here too, so this is real life. Okay, so I guess I can start with what I am wearing today. This is the Maven top by Maven Crafted. It is a t-shirt that I made 2 years ago, and I absolutely adore it. I wear this a lot in the summer, and it is such a nice flowy top. I will put in a picture here of it because I am sitting down on the floor and I can't get up. I'm also wearing shorts, and so, oh no. Yeah, so anyway, if I did modifications, I know I checked my project page and there are a few notes in there, so if you want to check that out. I just really like it. It is a simple knit, simple top, very flowy. I made it with a fingering weight yarn, and it is a top-down construction. The nice detail of the pattern, I don't know if I can scoot up a little more. If you can see, it's just stockinette stitch, and then you have this purl row that just makes a little bit of texture. So it's super easy. One thing that I will say about this one is a modification that I would do in the next one, because I'm pretty sure that in the future I will knit another one of these. I just love the fit of it so much. The beginning of round is on the back. Now I can't show you what it looks like right now, but I'm going to put a picture up of the back of my shirt, where the beginning of round comes on these purl rows. You kind of get a jog. I tried different techniques of having it jogless to not see that little line just like being over top of each other. Anyway, it worked out. Sometimes it would kind of look okay, and then sometimes it wouldn't. It's on the back of my shirt. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But if I knit it again, I would definitely change the beginning of round. Once you've divided for the sleeves and you're just knitting on the body, I would change the beginning of round to the middle of your picked up stitches under the arm on one of the sides, so that if you do get that little jog, it won't be as noticeable, just right on the back, straight center of the t-shirt. Like mine, again, I don't care. I still wear it times and it doesn't bother me, but next time I would probably do that. And that's the Maven top. And yeah, that's what I'm wearing today. I have so much to show. It's been 4 weeks and I have tons to show. So the first thing that I'm going to start is with my finished objects. My first finished object, I'm looking around, where did it go? I must have put it somewhere. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to pause this and going to go grab my first finished object. Just a sec. Okay, I found my first finished object. My first finished object is my Lento sweater. I have finished it. It is done. It is blocked and I have already worn it this week. It's so soft. I love it. Okay, so I've talked about this one in my other episodes. I'll just go quickly over it. It is a pattern by, sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Jonna, Helin, I think that's how you say that. If not, I'm sorry. Yeah, so, and it is a top-down construction. It is, it's written for a fingering weight yarn held with mohair, but so you could use just a straight DK as well if you would like. So yeah, and it is a top-down construction and it has raglan increases. It also has short rows in the back, and then you just split for sleeves, knit, 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 and you have a sweater. It's amazing. It's a very simple pattern. I highly recommend it. One modification that I did was on the neckline. So the pattern will instruct you to do a rolled neckline, but I didn't do that. This is my second version of the pattern. I've knit this before and did the rolled neckline, which worked beautifully. The instructions were great. It was very easy to do, but on myself, I just didn't like the look of it on me. So on my second version, I did not do that. So I knit half of the stitches that it was recommending for the neckline, and then just started with the increases and the short rows and go on from there. I think that's the only real modification that I made, other than I think like the sleeves I just knit to wherever I like it, and then I do some ribbing and I bind off, and same for the length of the sweater. Yeah, so that's about it for the instructions and stuff. The yarn that I used is absolutely beautiful. It is by Ginger Snap Yarns. They are a Canadian dyer, and the color is called Ravish, and I held it with some kid silk mohair by Drops, and all of the details I think in my Ravelry page, and that's all I'm gonna say about this one. I love it. I will put up a picture right here of me wearing it. Like I said, I wore it this week, and it's a great sweater. It's lightweight, not too warm, but if it is cool, it's just warm enough. So it is such a good piece to have in your wardrobe because you can wear it pretty much all year long, at least here in the Maritimes. Okay, that was my first one. Let's go on to my second finish objects. It is a pair of socks. It is a pair of Shorty Socks. It is a new pattern that I tested for Nancy Wheeler. She is Knit Sip Happy. She's amazing. And yeah, so this is her newest design that will be released on June 13th, which is next Friday. And this is the sock. I love it, of course. I really loved it. So this is special because this is a toe up construction. Now, I've done toe up once on one sock. It did not fit. It wasn't the pattern's fault. It was a me problem. I don't know. It just didn't work out for me, and I didn't even make the second sock. But this one, I was like, I'll try it again. I need to try it because Leanne, the Knitty Stew, she always raves about Nancy's toe up patterns. And I'm like, okay, I'm giving this a go. And I am so glad that I did. I love it. You start with the toe, and I used Juuti's Magic Cast On. I think I have that right. For the cast on, and then I used a contrast color for the toe and followed the instructions. It's so well written, and yeah, it's just awesome. Anyways, and then you go into this pretty lace and little it's not a cable, but yeah, I think it's a little cable. I don't know. I don't need a cable needle. But anyway, I will show more of the design a little bit after. Okay, so you go up and you knit the sock. Nancy has a mathematical equation that is not hard to do, but it'll calculate how long you have to knit until you have to start the gusset increases. And then you do the heel, and then you go in the heel flap. Everything is in the pattern and it works out great. If I can do it, you can do it. And so once you do that, you knit a couple of rows, and then you do this cuff. I have a few modifications that I'll say after, but yeah, you knit the cuff and then you finish off with this little ruffle bind off, which is not hard to do at all. And Nancy has a video, of course, because all of her patterns are amazing. Okay, so a couple of modifications that I did on the sock. So the sock, if I'm not mistaken, has a contrast toe, heel, and cuff. I did do that, but what I did, it is a little bit different from what Nancy has. I used the same contrast, and I knit 2 rows with it here, and then I went back in my main color, and then I finished off with my contrast. In the pattern, it will be you knit, and then here this section will be your actual contrast color, and then you bind off, I think, with the main color. It's a little bit vice versa. Also, the pattern calls for a twisted rib, and I just did a 1x1 rib because I forgot. So I did it on the first one, and then I looked at the pattern again. I'm a horrible tester. Anyway, so yeah, but still, either or will look great. It's cute. So yeah, all of the details for this ruffle is that, okay, this is an end that I didn't wove in, sorry. But anyway, yeah, you get the gist of it. Nancy's talked about it on her podcast as well. I can show you the lace detail in mine, and then I can talk about the yarn quickly. So this is on the front of the sock. It is so cute, not complicated at all. I think it's a 4-row repeat, and between each rows there is a knit row. So you work a little bit of different stitches, and then on the next row you get a break and it's all knit all around, and then you go back. So it has little breaks for your brain, and even this is not hard to do at all, and it's fun, and it works up really, really fast. A lot of the testers are already on the second pair, and they don't have to do that. They just want to knit it again because it was so fun. Anyway, watch out for the Frose socks that are going to be released on June 13th. Another wonderful pattern, Nancy. Okay. Yes. What else? What else? Okay, so those are all my finished objects. Yeah, I can't believe I knit a pair of socks. I know they're only shorties, and that's why I jumped on the testing. I told myself I wouldn't test again for a little bit because I'm just a slow tester because I knit on a lot of projects at the same time, but these were so addictive and they were shorties, so I hopped on, and I'm so glad I did. Okay, so those are all my finished objects. Let's move on to whips. I have a lot. I don't even know which one I'm going to start with. I guess, okay, let's start with this one. This is my, I have to check. It's called, my Cognac Sweater by Atelier Castin. And here it is. I love it. I love it so much. I love this pattern so much. Okay, so yeah. I showed this last time on my last episode. I've talked about it a little bit. So since I have split for sleeves, I don't know if I had before, but I picked up for one of the sleeves here, and Okay, where do I start with this one? This is a top-down construction, and you start with the back flap, and then you go through, you do some increases, you do some short rows, and you pick up some stitches, and by following the instructions, that's how you it kind of looks like a drop shoulder, but it's all knit together. It's a very, very clever construction. It's not hard, just need to pay attention to the pattern, but it wasn't hard. Everything is in the pattern. I was not confused. I don't think I got into any instance where I was confused. And then, yeah, so, and then after that, you split for sleeves, and then you go into the round on the body. I did pick up, and then you come back and you're going to pick up for your neckline, and this is what I did. And I did a twisted rib, and there are two different options for the neckline in the pattern. There is this twisted rib one, and there is also one for an I-cord. So I chose this one. The only modification I did was knit one less row than recommended in the pattern because I thought it was long enough, and I used the Grandma's Haya bind off, or the Haya Grandma's bind off. I don't know. I'll put the video down below, and that's the bind off that I used, and I absolutely love the look. It mimics a sewn bind off, but it's not a sewn bind off. You don't have this whole like tail that you have to weave in with a needle, with a tapestry needle. You just do this right off your knitting needles. There is a little shuffle that you have to do with your stitches. If you watch the video, you'll see. So it's not super quick, but it's not super slow, and you don't have to. Anyways, for me, it works really well. Just do not do it tightly. I did that before, and I had to redo it again. So, but ever since now that I know that I'm not supposed to do it tightly, it has a lot of stretch, and it's great. I have tried it on. This fits great. Now, my adventure part on this, I adore these colors. I know it's crazy. It's a crazy color sweater, and it just makes me really happy because they're all colors that I love, and they're just all mixed up together. This would look amazing in a solid color too. Will I be knitting this? Probably. I would. I definitely would do this again. But the adventure part on here is, I think I'm gonna run out of yarn. And this is hand-dyed yarn, of course. These colors are from Yarn Indulgences. I can show you, oh, they're so beautiful. Anyways, I picked these colors up at the Fiddlehead Fiber Festival. They just, I couldn't leave them there because it just had all of the colors that I loved. So anyway, so this is fingering weight yarn. I have the bell bands here. Okay, so this one is fingering weight yarn. It is called Luxe Silky, I think, and it's 400 yards. I'm looking at the camera because I'm looking at myself too. Sophie, see, 400 yards. 75% superwash merino, 15% cashmere, and 10% silk. It is so soft and has that little shine from the silk. Gorgeous. And it is a plump fingering, which I love. Okay, so I had 2 skeins of this, which is 800 yards, right? I don't know why. I don't know why. I know why. It's my mistake. I chose my size, and for the size that I do with this gauge of the sweater is a 16 stitch gauge, same as my Lento, same as my Wilfreda, and same as my, all of those, the Love Note. So all of those sweaters that I have knit in the past with that gauge, holding a fingering weight yarn and a fluff or silk mohair, they are, I've had plenty left over, and I had a full sweater and I had leftover yarn. I don't think this is gonna happen on this one because I quickly realized this is why I have picked up for a sleeve and I put the body on hold, because I wanted to knit the sleeves and see what I had left for the sweater. I checked the pattern again, and for the size that I'm making, it says 850 yards. Now, I wasn't going to do, the pattern looks like it has full length sleeves. I want to do them bracelet or like 3/4 length like this. So I still don't think I'm gonna have enough. So I'm gonna have to like talk to Deborah from Yarn Indulgences to see if these are all one of a kinds too, pretty much. But the colors are so kind of crazy. If she can get something that's really similar, she might already have something that I can work with, and you know, I'll do the rest of the sweater. I don't know. We'll see how it works out. I am definitely finishing it. We'll figure it out, but it might be on hold for a little bit. So that's the fingering weight yarn, and this is the amazing fluff that I am using. Look at that. Look at that halo. Now this is, where's the other ball band? I just had it. Where, how can it, okay, here. Not that one. Okay, sorry. It is the Surrey Silk Fluff, and there's fluff going all around here, but it's amazing. It is baby Surrey alpaca, so soft, 65% of that and 35% silk. It's amazing. I've never felt anything soft like this. Like, it's so good, and all of my future sweaters, or a lot of them, will be using this fluff because it's amazing and it's super lofty. I don't know. It's just so good. Highly recommend this yarn, and even this one too, if you happen to want to do something with them. Super soft. Anyway, that's my cognac sweater, to be continued. But I am excited about it though. I can't wait to wear this like this fall, because it makes the most squishiest, softest thing ever. Anyway, and I really love this pattern, like how it fits. It just uses more yarn than I thought it did, because of the construction is different. I think that's why construction is just a little bit different and just uses a little bit more yarn. So we'll see. Anyway, so that's my cognac sweater. Okay, next I will talk about maybe these socks. Okay, so I'll talk quickly about these. I have started my beloved Moor second sock. I'm just up to here, and I've talked about these socks before on my last episode. I'll go quickly through it. I have completed and finished my first sock. It is a pattern by Marie Elyse Dugal, which is, she has tons of sock patterns, some baby blankets, a few, like a good amount of shawls. Everything is gorgeous. She is hosting a KNITALONG that is running until July 1st, which is Canada Day. And I think I will put the hashtag here, and I will have it in my show notes, but I think it's the Great Canadian Knitting Cal. I'm not sure. Anyways, it'll be there on the bottom, but I'm participating. I had cast this on and finished it on the last episode. So it is called Beloved Moor. It is a really, there's two versions. There's two different versions that are mentioned in the pattern. In the pattern, you can do this lovely stitch motif just on the top, and then on the bottom I think there might be like some ribbing or something on the top of the foot, or you can carry that pattern all down. Those instructions for both versions are in the same pattern. Okay, so yeah. So I knit the first sock again. I said all of my modifications and stuff are in my project page, because just how I did the cuff and the contrast heel and then the contrast toe, that's all in my project page. Now these socks are for a knit along as well that myself and Danelle from Novel Knits podcast, we are hosting a knit along for matching your sock to a book. And I got so excited. I read this book. It's a spicy book. I'm not going to review the book. It was really good. Yeah, so, but I knew I had this in stash. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry. And anyway, this is the sock. This is the book. It goes well together. I'll put the hashtag underneath. It's called Book Socks Club. You can post a sock, a skein of yarn that you want to knit socks with that will match your book. If it makes you happy, then that's great. You're in. I just pulled out my needle out of my sock. Anyway, that's fine. I'll use it after. I just wanted to show you guys that I started the second sock and it knits up really fast. This pattern also has like a few details in stitches, and then it has rows where you're just knitting all around and then you do another. It's super easy, very well explained, wonderful pattern, highly recommend. Book socks. Okay, so that's that one. What else do I have? I have 3 more. Okay, we'll go with this one. This is my next whip, work in progress. This is my Misurina Tea. It is a pattern by Caitlin Hunter, and this is where I'm at. I have a little adventure with this one as well. Yeah, I've had a lot of adventures lately with my knits. It always works out, but there's always like little bumps in the road, I guess. So I will talk about the construction. That is a top-down construction. You start with a little rolled hem, and then you go into some ribbing. Then you go into some short rows in the back right here, and then you start with some lace. After that, you go into the colorwork section and there's a cable that's running down. It looks pretty crazy, all complicated, but really it's not. Just, it's slow going a little bit at times, but I was so enamored with the color work. I love working color work. I am still very much a beginner. Like, I'm not good at catching my floats, so it's not the neatest at all. On this pattern, there are long floats. And that's where my adventure begins. I went through all of the color work, and for the few first rows, and you can see one here, there's one that's peeping right through there, I would catch my floats, and I was catching them in this cable detail, but when you do cable, they kind of pop out, so I stopped doing that. And I was like, I'm just not gonna catch my floats. I know they were gonna be long, but I was just gonna try it out. It worked out. That worked out pretty good. I can flash you my floats. Like, some are quite long, like these. They're pretty long, but I kept looking at it and stretching it out, and it looked pretty good. So you see that one popping right there. Boop. But I'm not going back for that one. But other than that, it seems to work out really well. Okay. Then I finished the color work and split for sleeves. 2 adventures there. I split too soon. I tried this on and it's like, I'm like this, okay? So definitely split too soon. I will have to rip back and knit a little bit more and then split for the sleeves. So I will do that. That's not too bad. But I will have to rip back a little bit more, and I don't know if I can show you. I don't know if you can see, but how could I show you this where you can actually... So this pattern, the colorwork pattern, I'm sorry, the colorwork pattern, you see, these are flowers, and this is how they end. So if you see, there is a very long gap on the last few rows of the colorwork, a long gap. So you have to, like, there was no way for me not to catch these floats. So I did, and I was making sure that I was like really knitting loosely, but there are some sections, let me try to find some where it's really bad. You see the floats, like it's so bad. Of course I don't see it now, but I was at Knit Night a couple weeks ago, and I was showing them like, look, it's so good. And then I like spread it out and I'm like, oh my God, that looks horrible. And everybody agreed. And I don't know why, but it's not gonna show up. It's not gonna show up on the camera, I think. But anyway, yeah, it's really hard to show. You won't see it with the lighting and everything, but these colors have such a high contrast that you really do see the lighter color behind. I don't know, you don't see it. It's because of the lighting. Believe me, I'm not being that much of a nitpicker. I would not go back and rip this out because I can live with a lot of my mistakes, but not this one. I tried it on anyways, and it's not good. So what I am going to do, and what I should have done from the beginning, is omit these. I'm gonna finish up the color work. I'm gonna rip back to here, to right there. I do not need this in my life. Not for the headache and the stuff that it's like. It's a hot mess. It is a hot mess, and you totally see it behind. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna rip back, and I'm gonna rip back all to here. Because this, on this row, if you see this stitch, there's only one stitch of color work on each flower on that row. So that's a stitch. Then you have to catch all of it many times to be able to do that one stitch again. So nope, I'm going to rip that out, and it'll still be fine. It'll be an original. I'm not sure, but I think some other people might have done this, and it might be in some people's project notes. I didn't go and read anything, so, but yeah, I'm definitely going to do that just in case if you wanted to do that, and just wanted to warn you, you will have to catch your floats. If you're great at it, go ahead. There might be another technique that you can use, which is called ladder back jacquard. I tried it, not on this one. I've tried it in the past. I need somebody to show me how to do that, because it didn't work out for me at all on that project. So I didn't even try it on this one. Anyway, that is my Misurina to be continued. I just need to sit down now and do that, get into the mental state of knowing that I have to rip this out. And so yeah, so that'll be done in the future. That's going to be on hold for a little bit. That's my Misurina. Going on after, I will talk about this one. This is an old lingering whip. This is my Miriam Ruana. Now I'm going to put in a picture of it. I have already knit this pattern. I've knit this pattern once, and I gifted it to my work bestie, and she is wearing it. She's been wearing it since last year, and I'm jealous, and I wanted one as well. So when I knit her this, I had already purchased some yarn for myself for one for myself. So I'll show you the picture. It is a pattern by, now I gotta go. I didn't write it down. I'll have them here. Yeah. So basically it's a schlanket. It's kind of like a shawl and a blanket mixed together. It has these two panels that are coming down in the front, and it attaches to a back panel. To a back panel, and yeah, it's like you're wearing a blanket. And I make these because I am making this one for myself for work, because in the summer I'm not wearing sweaters, but there's air conditioning in there and I get quite cold even just wearing woolly t-shirts. So I can pop that on and wear it. So that's why I picked up, in the past I have finished one panel. This is the second panel, front panel. So I am almost at the end. So you start, when you start the panel, you just go into these garter ridges. It is a very well written pattern. It is a very simple pattern as well, so I highly recommend it. Yeah, and then you knit, you do some lace, and then there's a bunch of knit pearls. You do knit back and forth, so you do have like, yeah, front and back, whatever, you have to purl. So if you're comfortable with that, it didn't bother me. They're not super huge rows. So yeah, so this is where I'm at. Now I have finished the lace on this one, and I'm just doing the same garter panel here, and then I'll be done the second panel, and then I got to do the back. So I'm excited about this. I knit on this. I picked it up again because it is summer again and the air conditioning is already crazy. And I needed something with little thought to it because I had a migraine. I had a migraine last, well, I always have migraines, but anyways, I had a migraine on the weekend, last weekend, and I still wanted to knit. So anyway, I picked up this again, and I'm happy that I did. The yarn that I am using for it is by Lion Brand, right? Yeah. Lion Brand Basic Stitch. I got this 2 years ago, I think. That's when I got it. And I am using this because it says it's anti-pilling. Now, the one that I made for my friend, I used the same yarn, but it was a tweed yarn, and hers looks still great, really. So I'm very intrigued to see if this one, because this one doesn't have any tweed, so if it would pill, you would see it. So I'll see how it goes. I am knitting on it and, you know, handling it, and it's not pilling yet. So that's what I am using. Sorry. That's what I'm using. I think that's all I have to say about this project. Okay. Last work in progress, I think. Yes. Yes, this is the last one. I have cast, it's a whip, and well, actually no, it's a new cast on actually. And I just cast this on last night. Well, yesterday, like yesterday afternoon. Oh, c'est cute. Huh? This is, well, it's going to be my Seagrass tank by Samantha Garin. Let me check if that's the actual Seagrass tank. Yes. Samantha Garin. This is where I'm at. I'm starting with the back panel. I will put a picture up here of what it looks like. It is a summer tank top. I love this design. This is yarn from Stash from last year. I can talk about the yarn. I don't have a ball band, of course. Well, I do. I just don't know where it is in true Sophie fashion. Yeah, so this is Silk and Linen yarn by Yarn Indulgences. It is a combination of silk and linen, and it is really, really great to work with. I can't work with linen yarns, straight linen yarns. All of you who do, wow. I don't know how you do it. and good for you, because I don't want to work with it. It's usually very stiff. If you've never worked with it, I find it's very stiff and hard on the hands, and I don't know, it's really weird. It feels very different from just normal yarns that I have used anyways for myself. But Deborah from Yarn Indulgences has this silken linen blend. She has, this is the fingering weight or lace weight in a way version that she has. She also has a sport weight that is, I think it's the same composition, just a little bit thicker. And I have heard lots of great things about that one. A lot of people love the sport weight too. But this was in my stash, so this is what I'm using. There's no color name. It was a one of a kind. So I have 2 skeins of this. There's a whole lot of yardage. I don't think there's 500 yards, but there's close to it, or it's much more than 400 anyways. So I have 2 skeins of this. Should have enough for what I want to do. This is what I've done so far. This is the back panel. So yeah, it's knit in panels, I guess. I didn't really read forward in the pattern, but yeah, the back panel, and then I'm guessing you do a front panel, and then you're gonna join and knit in around. So not much to show, but it's such a cute pattern. It has this lovely lace detail. I don't know if I can show you really too much, but it has this lovely lace detail that goes all on the sleeve here, and if you want, you can go down with it as well on the sides. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. If I'm going to continue it on the side, I might. I love both ideas really, or just like knitting in the round, plain stockinette or incorporating the lace as well. I might do that. I don't know. We'll see when I get there. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's just back and forth knitting and purling. The lace detail is super easy. So yeah, just a little tiny beginnings of my Seagrass tank made with silken linen yarn. I highly recommend this. Oh, and also for the yarn, so I said it's linen, right? And I don't like linen. This is super soft, super drapey already. Like, it's not stiff at all. Very lovely to work with. And it's great. I have a t-shirt that I made with the same yarn in a different color last year. I made my Petite Jaldan Tea, and it is really cooling in the summer. It's not warm. A great summer yarn. Anyways, just saying. And that is all for my knitting content. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go into acquisitions after, I think right now. So if you don't want to watch that, that is totally okay. Thank you so much for watching. If you like, you can like and subscribe. If you don't want to do that, that's okay. I'm just happy you were here. So I'll say see you next time, and yeah, now on to acquisitions. Okay, I've been bad. When am I not bad, right? I have no self-control. Okay, so what happened is Knit City Montreal happened, and I didn't go, but a whole bunch of my friends did from New Brunswick. And yeah, I had friends there, and my friends are awesome, and I had said I want a skein. I want 1 skein of yarn from Knit City Montreal, and I ended up with 4. I told you I have no self-control. Okay, so I'll just go into it. The first one, yeah, this is what I got. I got this from Ginger Snap, and I knew I wanted this one specifically. So a lot of my friends were sending me videos and like showing me what was in the booth. They're so awesome. Like, seriously, I'm very lucky to have like awesome knitting friends. You know who you are. And yeah, so I already knew I wanted this. I talked to Leanne, and my friend Leanne, who is Leanne Sits, Knits, and Reads. I think I'll have her here. Anyway, so she picked me this up because this was specific. This is going to be my next book sock. Yeah, it's gonna be my next book sock because, what? Look at it. Look, okay. Yes, this is, I don't care. I'm not even ashamed of reading this book, and it sounds like it's really bad. It's not. It is amazing. Well, it's amazing. I find it amazing. I'm not going to review the book, but I'm going to say I absolutely loved it. It had been a long time since I had enjoyed a read like this. It was super fun. If you like Supernatural, that show, the Supernatural show with Yummy Sam and Dean, oh my god, they're so that was a really good show. So that's a show with witches and demons and all that stuff. If you know, you know. So if you like that show, if you liked Squid Games, that's a very graphic show, as in people die and stuff. So if you watched it and enjoyed that. Also, what's the other one? Oh, kind of like dark Harry Potter. Because, yeah, if you liked all those three, I recommend this one. I gotta say, I know I wasn't gonna review it, but I recommend it. It was so much fun. There is some sexy scenes in there. There is boom boom, but it's not the main focus really of the book. It is not. And I was really scared. I didn't have high hopes for this one. It has a lot of reviews, but anyway, it was really good. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. They're stuck in a haunted mansion, let's say. There's witches, there's demons, but it's not complicated. That's what I loved about it so much, because I'm still like just getting back into reading, and all these fantastical fantasy books like ACOTAR and all those ones, I haven't read those because they sound complicated. And I don't have time for complicated right now. Anyway, I will read them probably in the future, but anyway. So I found this was very easy to follow, and yeah, it was really good. Okay. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm super red, and I'm not blushing. I'm just really, really hot, and maybe blushing a little bit. I don't care. I'm okay. Yeah. So anyway, look at the colors. Look at these colors. They're perfect. This is my next book sock. It is called Nosferatu, and it's on the Lush fingering 2-ply. So it's a sock yarn, 2575 merino nylon, and there are 463 yards. That's quite a lofty skein. So I don't know the pattern yet, but when I do see it, I will cast on. I'm gonna try to finish my other book socks first because I just get really obsessed. So I wanna finish those socks. And when I find the pattern for that one, I'm excited. Anyway, okay, so what else did I buy from there? Okay, yeah. Then Leanne sent me just a message and a picture. She's like, Sophie, I saw this and I thought of you. And I'm like, okay, sure. Add it to my list of things. So this is, oops, sorry. Is that? Yes, it is. Sorry. It is Leo and Roxy, a sock set. I love these colors. She said it reminded me of you, and I'm like, thank you. I couldn't say no, so I said yes. This is a sock set. It is Peony sock set, and it is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and it has 490 yards altogether because it has these two 20-gram mini skeins. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. It's super soft and it's really cute. So I don't know. This is for the future. For the future. Okay. Next, my friend Rochelle was there too, and I got her to go to, I really wanted a skein from Numana Yarns. I think that's how you say it. I follow them on Instagram. They're a Canadian dyer as well. And I knew that they would have something moody for me because I love my moody colors. And Rochelle, she sent me a picture of like a wall of, and I said, I saw this skein and I'm like, I want that one. What is it for? I have no idea, but it's really nice. This would make a beautiful, I just thought of that. This would make a beautiful Musselburgh hat by Isolde Tea. This would be delicious in that, or maybe socks, or I don't know, something. It's gonna go in the stash. I'm so bad. It's called Barbary Socks, and it's 80% superwash, 20 nylon, 384 meters, 115 grams. Yeah, so that's another skein. The last one that I got from Montreal. Then I saw Rochelle. She had all of my, I saw her at Knit Night, and then she had all of my yarn that I had purchased from there. And then she said, I saw another skein, some colors from Les Garçons. And she said, I know you didn't, if you don't want it, she said, I couldn't help myself. So she bought 2 skeins, and she said, if you want to buy, like if you want one, you know, you can have one. I thought of you. So, and I'm like, of course. So this is the skein. It is so nice, super moody. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this one either, but it's really good. I couldn't say no. So it's by Les Garçons, and it was, I think it was a new colorway, or like the show colorway. What is it called? It says Knit City Montreal. So yeah, exclusive colorway. So that's why she was like, I had to get some, and she said she thought of me. So it's very kind. And yeah, so happy to add this one as well to the stash. Last, yeah, so that was Knit City that I didn't even go, but I was able to manage to like do some damage. And then I got a skein of Turtle Pearl. She was having a sale. No, she wasn't having a sale. I had a coupon. Had a coupon. She did a shop update, and I saw this color. I'm going to show you why. I grabbed it. I grabbed it because it's beautiful. This is the Derby color. And if you've never knit with Turtle Pearl, she's awesome. She is a local dyer to me. She dyes out of New Brunswick. And yeah, so yeah, it's the color Derby. I can tell you the content: 75/25 superwash merino nylon, 450 yards. That's quite a lot, and which is great. She has it divided in 2 skeins, so already, and you can knit 2 at a time socks if you want. Anyway, it's awesome. I've used her yarn before. It's really great. So this is going to be another book sock. I know, I'm getting so excited about these socks. You don't even know. How can this, you know, bring so much joy? I have no idea, but I get really giddy and overexcited about it. Okay. This I haven't read yet. This is the second book, the sequel to Phantasma. Not a sequel, just another book from that series. What I loved about that book too is like the story had a beginning and an ending. Like there's no, it's not a series of like 5 books or whatever. That story is over, and then it continues on with another story. So yeah, so this, I have no clue. I've heard good things about this one, so I think this one is going to be good too. Anyway, look at it. Look at how it's perfect. It's so perfect. Anyways, I'm super excited about it. When I saw this color, I immediately thought about the book. It's a spice book. Anyway, book socks. No idea what I'm going to do with those, but I will only cast those on once I read that book. I'm excited. Okay, that is all for acquisitions. I know that was a lot. I apologize. I think that's it for the whole yarn talk. Okay, let me check my notes. I know that I wanted to talk about dream knitting. Nope, yeah, I still got dream knitting. Dream knitting, I haven't started, but I will cast on very, very soon. Anniina Juuti she is Annie Juuti Knits on Instagram. She has a podcast, and she just released a sock, I think it was yesterday or the day before. I'm not even sure. But I jumped on it because it's a very cute lace. I will have the picture here of her pattern. It's a lace sock. It's very pretty, and she is hosting a knit along. I don't know the hashtag. I will put it down here. I didn't put it in my notes, but the name of the pattern is Midsummer Magic, and I haven't cast on yet, but I know I will because I want to participate in her knit along. I don't know until when I don't know if it goes until August or July. Anyway, I'll have that information in my show notes, and you can also check her podcast out and have more information on that. Yeah, so I am going to be casting on in this color. I am only going to use one color. There will be no contrast colors in my sock, and I'm going to make a shorty sock with this pattern because I want to participate. I need more shorty socks because I actually have some shoes that are too big and I can wear my shorty socks in there, and yeah, they're perfect. So I only have a couple pairs, so I need more shorties in my life. So this yarn is something that I picked up last year during vacation. It is called Elegantly, I can't read anymore, Elegantly Twisted Yarns, and it is a dyer out of Nova Scotia, if I am not mistaken. I think so. I will have her information in the show notes. It is 75% merino, 15 nylon, and 10% stellina. And I'm not sure if you can see that. Oh, yeah, you can see that shine a little bit. The stellina is very subtle, but it's so pretty. I love mauve. You know I love mauve. And so, yeah, so I will be using one of my stashed yarns, and I am happy. So that's going to be a cast on very, very soon. That's my dream knitting. Okay, what else? Okay, so kind of life stuff, because it is life stuff. We are hosting our very first FIBRE festival. I've talked about it before, but I'll say it again just a little bit because it is next week. Myself, Nancy from Knit Sip Happy, Deborah from Yarn Indulgences, and Manon from La Violette Knits. We are hosting our very first FIBRE festival. It is only one day. It is from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on June 15th, which is next Sunday. It is going to be at the Multi-Purpose Functional Center in Shediac, New Brunswick. If you are near or far and would like to come, we have 25, at least 25, maybe over 25 wonderful, wonderful vendors, all crafters from the Maritimes. We even have someone from Ontario. We have Leo and Roxy that are coming down, and I won't name all of, I can't, I'm gonna miss some, but there's gonna be a lot of yarn. There's gonna be so much pretty things there, and yeah, friends, there's gonna be a space where you can knit as well and be social. We'll have there is a vendor that is she's a baker. She's gonna be there. She's pretty awesome, actually. She's very local to me, and she's in grade 11, and she's been baking since like the 5th grade, and she makes these awesome cupcakes and macarons. I don't know how you say it in English, but macarons, and has cookies, crumble cookies, and anyways, so she'll be there. Anyway, it's just a celebration of wonderful, yummy yarn and yummy treats, and there's going to be bag makers. I think there is some felting. There will be fiber as well. Anyway, can you tell I'm excited? I'm super excited, and I can't wait to see everyone. If you are watching and you are going, please come by and say hi and introduce yourself. I would love to meet you and say hi and chat as well. We'll be running around everywhere, making sure that everything is running smoothly. And yeah, please come on by. It's going to be so much fun. So that's our festival. I'll have all the links and the details to it down below. I think that is it for the Fibre Festival. Super excited. What else? Life. Oh my goodness. I'm a very boring person. We have 2 teenagers that are in sports, and my daughter has a part-time job, and my son is in ball hockey this summer, and then he just sprung that he wants to be doing soccer again. He was doing soccer for the past 5 or 6 years, and this summer he said, no, I don't want to do that anymore. And we were like, are you sure? And he was, yes, I'm sure. He was goalie, and he was really good too. Anyway, he was like, yeah. So we were like, we accepted it. We were kind of bummed out a little bit, but then we have a lot of time during the weeknights now. And he just said that he wants to join the team, and he was accepted because he's joining really late. So there's going to be soccer as well this year, which is fine because I love watching soccer and being able to knit at the same time because I get really nervous and stuff. So that'll be fine. If I have a stockinette stitch project, I'll have time to do some knitting as well. So all is well, just really busy. I usually share a recipe and I have nothing. I'm trying to think if I tried something new lately. I haven't, but I will try to have one for next time. I think this is long enough as it is. I thank you so much if you are still here. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this hot mess. And if you're in Shediac next Sunday, please drop by. And but if not, I wish you joy, health, be kind, and do lots of crafting, and I will see you next time. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.